Good evening. Welcome to Conlon Hall at Wake Tech Community College. We are so excited to see each of you this evening. You know, this gym here, this arena has held lots of competitions over the years, but tonight is the first Main Street Entrepreneur Accelerator competition. So this is a big night for Wake Tech and a big night for Wake County and our community. And I want to thank each of you for being here at tonight's inaugural MSEA pitch competition. So thanks to each of you for joining us this evening. So why are we all here on a beautiful evening? Well, you know, the statistics show that 83% of entrepreneurs start their businesses without access to capital, either venture funding or bank capital. About two-thirds, 65%, the numbers say, are the numbers of entrepreneurs who turn to their personal savings, their family savings to take that risk, to take that chance. And tonight, what we're able to do is, having worked with a number of great entrepreneurs, be able to offer this pitch competition, which will lead to some initial seed capital to start these businesses here in our community. And Wake Tech is proud to be a part of this effort. And again, we thank each of you for contributing to it and for being here this evening. Now, I want to give just a few thanks before I get off the stage and let this competition begin. First and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Mike Conlon and the Conlon Family Endowment. Jessica Conlon is sitting right down here, and you may notice it's not coincidental that this building is named Conlon Hall. It's because Mike Conlon and the Conlon family have been among the greatest philanthropic benefactors to Wake Tech. And it wasn't that long ago that we pitched another idea, which was actually this idea, and Mike jumped right on it and said yes, and we are so excited that Mike Conlon is associated with Wake Tech. We're excited that this building bears his name, and we're so thankful for him as a serial entrepreneur, a great philanthropic donor to this college, and a great contributor to this county to make this possible why we're here this evening. So thank you first and foremost to Mike Conlon, Jessica, and the Conlon Family Endowment. We also want to thank Wells Fargo, who is here this evening, for jumping in to also provide additional support. And I want to give a special shout out to Cherith Robertson, who leads our startup at Wake Tech. You know, every good pitch starts with a good idea, and Cherith was the one who's behind this. With, also I should note, she's sitting back there, Katie Gales, who has been such an instrumental part of our efforts here at Wake Tech. And while she's not here officially, she's still physically with us and here in spirit. So thank you to Katie, and thank you to the judges and everybody who's made this possible. And thank you to our entrepreneurs, those who step up, take the risk, take the chance, and make our community what it is by creating wonderful small businesses in our community. And we're just glad, I'm proud that Wake Tech can be a part of further contributing to our community and what happens here in entrepreneurship through this effort tonight. So let me get off the stage and turn it over to the man who's most responsible for making tonight happen, Mike Conlon.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dr. Rawls. I greatly appreciate it. And first of all, thanks everybody for coming. We really appreciate it. This is our first event, as Dr. Rawls said, and we're super excited to see all the entrepreneurs, see how they do. As I told a bunch of them tonight, there's no risk involved. You've made it this far. You've gone through all the classes. You've done so well. You're only going to get better from here. So let's give a hand to all the entrepreneurs for coming, just for doing it. Thanks, guys. Also like to give a shout out to Ryan and Cherith, who did an amazing job with the program, going through a lot of time spent going through the Zoom classes and really working with people individually, making them focus on their business. As Dr. Rawls said, I've been fortunate to start a lot of businesses, and not all of them were successful. And I think you learn more from your failures early on than you do from anything else. And I think that's what's really, Ryan and Cherith have really brought into the group is to, hey, understand what are you really trying to do here? Is it going to be profitable? Focus on your financials, focus on your customers. And from the money standpoint, we're just happy to help. I love entrepreneurship. I think it's a great way to get started. The more people we can help, and that really starts with Wake Tech and everything that they've done, Dr. Rawls, Matt Smith, going down the list, they're all about helping people get started. And that's really what we're trying to do. If we can, just give a little start ahead. And I know when I started, getting access to money is very difficult. You don't have a plan, you don't have a track record. How am I going to do this? And so what we're doing is giving everybody a little bit of start, and hopefully everybody, or most of the people, walk out with nice checks tonight. So thanks again for coming. I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Are you all ready to cheer on some of our pitchers? Woohoo! It takes so much courage to get up here and tell the world about your dream. And I thank all of you for being here tonight to support these entrepreneurs. We're really excited. I'm so proud of all of them. I've been able to watch them along this journey, along with our facilitator, Ryan, who's right over here. Ryan, thank you for being here. So programs like this one are working to reduce the gap for access to capital, like Mike said. Not just through the pitch competition, but you may have noticed that we also have a lender's row outside, because access to capital comes in many forms. So I hope that you can also visit Lender's Row here and on between the breaks. I also want to give a shout out to the people behind the scenes who made tonight possible. There are a lot of you, Julene, Nia, Chris. I see some of our foundation folks, our communication folks. So thank you all for being here, for making tonight possible. We could not do it without all hands on deck. I'm Cherith Robertson. I lead startup at Wake Tech in the Small Business Center. And our host of ceremonies for this evening is Sloan Heffernan. Sloan, thanks so much for being here. Sloan is a former WRAL anchor and reporter and has now started her own business called Storymore. So Storymore helps businesses bring organizations their stories through brand journalism, and we're so excited to have you as our host of ceremonies. I'm going to turn it over to Sloan, and we're going to get started watching these businesses pitch. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm so psyched to be here with all of you tonight. What an exciting program, and how awesome is it that the majority of our entrepreneurs tonight will be walking away with money for their business, free money that they don't have to give back, right? It is so exciting. We have 16 entrepreneurs here tonight. Can I have them stand up to start the night off? Maybe shake the nerves off a little bit, guys. All right, let's hear it for these entrepreneurs. And just know going into this, guys, that we are all here cheering for you. We are here to support you, to hear your stories, to listen to what your passions are, and to learn more about your businesses. And so you're to be commended. A little background, there have been 16 entrepreneurs that have been selected for tonight to present to these awesome judges. Thank you, judges, again for being here tonight and listening to these stories. Of the 16, 9 entrepreneurs will walk away tonight with cash for their businesses. Everything ranging from $3,000 to the grand prize of 20 grand. That's exciting. All of these prizes, they equal $82,000 that will be given away tonight to support these entrepreneurs in their businesses. Now, they have worked incredibly hard here tonight, not just because they have attended a 5-week course, but also because they made it through the preliminary round to become the finalists. But also, it has taken a lot of hard work for them to start their businesses. So we really commend all of you tonight, and we're so excited to award these prizes. Each of the 16 business owners will pitch up to 3 minutes, followed by up to 3 minutes of questions from our judges. At the end of the pitches, the judges will briefly convene to tally the totals and announce the 9 award winners tonight. Are you ready to join me in welcoming our first entrepreneur? All right. I do want to apologize in advance for butchering any of your names. I apologize. We've got some tough names here tonight, but I'll do my very best. In no specific order, our first pitch is Lori Jones, founder of Blackology Coffee Company. Blackology Coffee Company is a Black woman-owned online coffee business. Welcome, Lori.
Bags on bags on bags, bags on bags on bags. Black coffee bean, you can learn a thing. It's that black culture, Blackology team. Yeah, we just cultivate and love of black coffee through community engagement. It's like black coffee education and development of relationships.
Hey y'all, I am Lori Jones, founder and CEO of Blackology Coffee Company. All right, let's see, and there we go. All right. So, at Blackology Coffee Company, we are here to create connections to black culture through exceptional black coffee. Clicking and talking, here we go. Problems we're solving in our community is sustaining black wealth in 27610. Currently, there's an urban revitalization project going on that is taking over some black historical landmarks, and we're looking to sustain black wealth in our community. Create the need for jobs that pay a living wage. The cost of living has increased, and a lot of jobs are paying about $15 an hour, so we are looking to pay our employees a living wage. The need for connections to black culture in our community, dating all the way back to 1876. We have historical landmarks in our area like St. Augustine College, White's Barbershop, Madonna Acres District. Again, the urban economic revitalization in our area, which a lot of folks refer to as gentrification. Trying to kind of reduce the impact to the black community in that regard with the revitalization project. Elevate local and small businesses in our area. And our solutions is to sustain the historic wealth gap, create more jobs to pay a living wage, provide a bridge to black conversations through programs like Brave Conversations on Race that we recently participated in. Bring support to black and brown businesses and allow our customers to shop their values, which is shopping woman-owned and minority-owned businesses as well. Our target market, so our target market, we have an avatar that we call Angela, and Angela is someone who's an advocate in the community that shops her values. Here's our competitors: Counterculture, Carborough Coffee, Larry's Beans, Black and White Coffee. And the funding, we plan to create 4 part-time jobs now, as well as get a warehouse location in 27610, and increase inventory for a pending $78 million contract that we have in the works right now. Let's see, that's our breakdown of how we'll use our funds and the location that we're currently looking at, and sales channels, social media, retail stores, which we currently partner with some that you can find on our website. Marketing activities, we have a company that we're working with, and they're taking on all of our marketing. Is that 10 seconds? 10 seconds is up? Is it? Okay. That was a fast 3 minutes. All right. Well, let's see. That's our revenues breakdown: wholesale, retail, pop-up shops. Okay, I'm gonna just let y'all ask some questions at this point. That was a fast 3 minutes.
Lori, great job. There's a lot of pressure going first. There is a lot of pressure. The bonus is it's done, right? You did it. And before I turn it over to the judges, I love coffee. Why should we buy your coffee?
Our coffee lacks the bitterness that most coffee drinkers find to be unpleasant, so we educate our customers on how to brew a perfect cup of coffee and how to enjoy it black.
All right, thank you, Lori. Going to turn it over to the judges now. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah, you did a great job. 2 questions. What will the part-time employees do? I mean, will that help generate revenue? And do you mind elaborating a little bit more on the contract? I love the idea of the warehouse. It's going to help you build up supply for demand. But I'd love to learn a little bit more about those 2 things.
Yep. So part-time employees would be warehouse employees, as well as we have a couple of interns that would be doing cold calling to do general sales in our area. And then as far as the warehouse, the client that reached out to us has over 7,000 stores, 7,000 plus stores in the US and Canada, and they're needing about 200,000 pounds of coffee a week. So we're looking to we're operating out of our church right now, so.
That's great, thank you.
I'd like to ask a question. So I'd like to know a little bit more about how your plans for the future of the company is going to help really address the issues that you talk about systemically in the 2710 area.
Yep. So basically, when I first launched, something that I always wanted to do was create grants for people that wanted to start in black coffee, as well as create grants for black businesses in our areas. So we try to pour back into the community as much as we can in the small scale, but we definitely want to put a massive amount of money back into the community to some of the grant funds, or create our own grant fund. And even create some scholarships overseas. I was recently on a board that created scholarships for people of color in Brazil as well as the US to receive formal education, and that's something that I'd like to see happen or continue in our area as well.
We have 1 minute left.
Hey, Lori, quick question. Good job again. Thank you for getting up there. I know it's a lot. I was trying to understand the building utilization. Are you going more for a coffee shop or just a space to produce the coffee? Then I might have a follow-up question based on the answer.
Okay. So right now it is a place to produce the coffee. We actually have a tentative storefront opening September 2023 beside the Southeast Raleigh YMCA.
Gotcha, and that's production, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. So now, with it being production, can you elaborate a little more on like the target customer, the target folks who you'll be trying to go after once you get into that building?
Yep. So mostly wholesale. We're finding that wholesale is our biggest market. We've got places like Chai House Raleigh that uses our coffee, Nora Cafe in North Raleigh, Place at the Table that uses our cold brew, things like that. So yeah.
3 minutes is up. Lori, thank you so much. Great job. Okay, our second entrepreneur tonight is Dawn D'Onofrio, owner of Dog's Nog Discovery Dog Treats and Food. Dog's Nog provides delicious and nutritious dog treats and is working to bring dog food to the marketplace. Dawn, welcome and congratulations.
Hi, thank you. Oh, that's not my, there we go. Ready to go? Start?
Just give them a second to score.
Okay. That's okay, time to breathe. Ready?
Yes. Go ahead, Dawn.
Okay. Hi, my name is Dawn D'Onofrio, and I created Discovery Dog Treats and Food. I started studying dog nutrition about 15 years ago after buying dog food that was moldy and gross. Fast forward to being unemployed by the 2020 pandemic, I started a dog treat business followed by a culinary arts degree to better understand ingredient properties, their function, and food combinations. I experimented with ingredients, and the end result was amazing dog treats that dogs loved and pet parents happily bought. The 2022 Global Pet Expo found an awareness in pet parents of their role helping pets live longer, happier, healthier lives, and a demand for better quality products using fresh, human-grade, and functional ingredients that support whole dog wellness. Discovery embraces this transitional phase in the future of pet foods, meeting these demands with complete, balanced, nutritious, and delicious products of functional ingredients, and the only one with patent-pending food allergy testing and consulting options to meaningfully differentiate and elevate the products. Treats currently sell at local and regional events, small businesses, upcoming North Carolina Pet Show, Bark in the Parks, the 2023 Global Pet Expo, and untapped business opportunities. Oops. Treats cost approximately 35 cents an ounce, including labels and packaging, and sell for $1.25 per ounce. The food will be direct-to-consumer subscription with similar profit margin as treats. I am working with board-certified canine nutritionists to qualify nutritional claims and using a forward-trending processing method to better preserve nutritional value, increase food safety and shelf life to meet the customer demands. Pet food subscriptions sell an average of $65 a month, with 77% of millennials buying pet food online and 43% of all pet parents buying premium pet food in this growing industry of $110 billion, with sustainable growth through 2035 expected to exceed $300 billion. The food product will be competitively priced to reach a wider audience by concentrating on small to medium dogs, locally sourced ingredients, and its unique formulation giving advantage of lower costs and higher profits. Fresh pet food startups typically do $100,000 within a year, and many hit $2 million within 2 years, quickly being acquired by larger companies. Starting at 100 subscriptions per month, growing to 1,000 per month by 2024 is conservatively in line with 18 startups I researched in a 2-year timeline. Award funds would assist with marketing material, graphics and websites to optimize direct-to-consumer online sales, event help, production, packaging, and local delivery, and commercial kitchen use, consulting fees, required testing, and sample manufacturing.
Great job, Dawn. Thank you so much. Judges, you now have 3 minutes to ask questions.
Thanks so much for the presentation. Can you tell us a little bit more about your customer? Who is actually the one that is going to be buying the products? And also, do you have any kind of local competitors? Do you see yourself focusing on the local market, or is this really more of a domestic or even more product?
Starting out more locally, regionally, from mid-North Carolina to the eastern coast, because I have a lot of contacts in that area, small businesses and different groups. The treats get sold that way. The food is going to be a direct-to-consumer subscription. I had lived in Florida for 2 years, and that's actually where I started my business when I was there during the pandemic. So I have a lot of contacts there that I had been selling the treats through. So I would also be selling the treats there, and working in that area also for the direct-to-consumer subscription. Like in North Carolina, it would be delivered, whereas in Florida, it would be like a delivery service. Yeah, don't eat those. Those are for dogs.
Yeah, these are nice. Thank you. Good job again. Real quick, can you elaborate some more on the competitors that you might have in the area?
There are a few companies in the area that make the food. A couple of them, although they look like they're local, real fresh food, they're actually not. They're a chain that it's like a franchise, and they buy their food, and the food is actually manufactured at one place, and they brand it, which is what a lot of small businesses do, is that they have the food and treats made through, there's a few companies across the US that do that. So the food that I have is actually made, as I went to culinary school, and I worked for about a year on the formulation. So it's an actual chef-inspired, I guess you could say, recipe, and something that's actually made and not manufactured and rebranded.
Judges, we have time for one more quick question.
I love the margin. I love the fact you know the margin, the cost that goes into it. I don't know if you touched on it or not, but where are you manufacturing? Where are you making this? Do you have the scale to supply, the demand that might come about this if you decide, if you get the money, you get the marketing, you get the customers? Do you have the facility to handle that type of demand currently?
For the treats, it does not take a lot of space, and prior I had been using a large commercial kitchen that I had unlimited use of. Here I had been using actually a bakery. I'm looking for a bigger place because it's a really small one, and I do need a little bit more room and time. In my business plan, I would like, hopefully in about 6 months, to be able to either rent a building and have it as a commercial kitchen that I can also use as a stream of income to let other people use. And most of the places that I'm looking at are about 3,000 to 4,000 square feet that would accommodate a good amount of growth and any type of manufacturing machines that I would want to put in there.
Dawn, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Judges, thank you for those great questions. Next up, we have Kyle Bray, owner of Lifted Lose, a custom Jeep shop located right here in the Triangle. Kyle, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
My name's Kyle Bray. I am the owner-operator of Lifted Lose in Wake Forest. My target market is... Sorry, I'm a car guy, not a tech guy. So my big problem that I want to solve is most customers don't know where they want to start. They just see a Jeep in a parking lot and they say, hey, I like that. My focus is educating a customer and creating a build that they want based off of what their end goal is versus the parts I have on the shelf and what my company sells. So if you want a part that I don't sell, I can still install it because that's what's right for you, not right for me. Okay. So my target market is pretty much any Jeep owner, because 90% of Jeep owners want to do something to it, whether it's a quick bolt-on accessory or a major build. There's so many Jeeps in the market now that it's a saturated market. So most of my competitors are large, big shops that don't care about you as an individual. They care about your money and meeting their overhead and their bottom dollar. I'm different because I want you happy at the end, not just your money. Okay. So one of my big things is I have a autistic 5-year-old, and I spent 11 years working at a large corporate company, and I was never home, never around. In 2020, I found out I was having a second child, and that was a moment for me where I decided that I needed to be home more and not at work for someone else. I watched hundreds of thousands of dollars pass through a shop in a year only to make pennies, and I decided that I needed to bring that money to me and that time to my family. So one of my big things with being a small business is having the time to do what I want when I need to, whether it comes to my family or to events. So far, in the 9 months that I've been in business, I've founded it in June of 21, but I've really started focusing the last 9 months of starting the actual business, is I'm able to give back to my community. I've already been involved in a big food drive. I've worked at Project 54, which was a memorial build for a friend's son who passed. I am doing I'm sponsoring volunteering with a event that is a large fundraiser. Last year, they donated money to the Autism Society of North America. So that was something that hit home to me. It's really just about being able to be what my customer needs and have husbands and fathers want to send their daughters to my shop and not feel like they're taken advantage of and not feel that they're sold premium air or blinker fluid. So that's me. Me through my travels, and I'm done. I'm over this.
Great job, Kyle. Your drive is very inspiring. Judges, you have 3 minutes now to ask Kyle some questions.
How do you warranty products that are brought in that you don't sell?
So parts that I don't sell would carry if their manufacturer has a warranty. I don't offer a warranty, I offer the Lou guarantee. I'm gonna install your parts right and proper, and if I've created an issue through the install, then I will fix the install. Most of that's a hard warranty to have because most products have a manufacturer's warranty, and 90% of your issues come from either abuse or improper install. So if I eliminate one of those, my warranty drops.
Can you tell us a little bit more about if you were to receive some of these funds, what your kind of growth plans are, how you might spend some of that money?
Yeah, so I kind of skipped that one. So my big thing is I'm currently working in a single car garage out of the home. So the funds will allow me to build a building actually specific for working in a shop, which will allow me to add an employee hopefully in the next 6 months and grow the business. I'm currently booked about 3 to 4 weeks out right now as far as workload. I have a very large reputation in the Jeep community, so the funds will allow me to meet my customers' needs and demands and build profit.
I got 2 questions if you don't mind. Is that building on your property?
The building will be on the property, yes.
Okay. Have you, it's great. You've got a skill set that is going to help a lot of Jeep owners, and I think you're going to be set up for success for a long time. My thoughts are on how do you continue to diversify and how do you continue to grow your business, and that's through other, technicians. Is there another car that has this type of need that you could bring in another specialty technician to help grow the business from another automobile?
So pretty much every car group has their little niche. And there's a large aftermarket as a whole. If you look on any street driving down the road, I counted on the way home, there are 6 lifted trucks, 4 Jeeps, and a Bronco in the parking lot right now that all have something done to them. So there's a niche to do pretty much anything aftermarket to anything. There's parts for everything out there. I put a lift kit on a Toyota RAV4 the other day. So you name it, there's parts for it. I specify to the Jeep community because it's what I know. When I'm able to add techs, I can bring in more business from either muscle cars and race cars. The aftermarket industry as a whole is not going anywhere. Even guys with Teslas are modifying, they're wrapping, they're changing wheels, they're adding accessories. So the car industry is changing in the route it's going, but car guys are never gonna change. We're never gonna we wanna drive something stock. I've been to car shows where I've seen modified minivans, so the market's there. It's just a matter of being able to do everything perfect and right, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I don't want to branch too far and cover everybody's basis and not do good work. So.
Great job, Kyle. I like that specialty focus. I do have a minivan if you want to get with me after.
Get you all set.
Thank you so much. Great question, judges. Our fourth business has co-owners, professional dance duo Ramona Nita and Daniel Nosey of Dance Connect, an app that allows dancers and trainers to connect, to take and give dance lessons. Let's welcome Ramona and Daniel.
Hello, we are Ramona, Anita, and Daniel Nose, the founders of Dance Connect, and we are husband and wife and business partners. Dance Connect is an app that you can find on the App Store right now and on Google Play. And we are dance professionals for the past 30 years. We have lots of different experiences, teaching, choreographing, traveling around, and noticing the common complaints, I guess, from both sides of the spectrum. So we have a clear understanding of the frustrations faced by both dance professionals as well as students or dance enthusiasts. So we were inspired to create a solution. The problem is that it is not easy to find where to go dancing. There are so many teachers out there that are awesome and they're just not advertised. A lot of people, they love partner dancing but don't have a dance partner. And search engines, they just are not accurate many of the times. So our solution is to open up the world of dance and make things a lot easier to find where to go to dance, and of course, bring it up to speed with modern technology. Our unique value is we are the first to market bringing this kind of a solution, very similar to Airbnb. We were Airbnb hosts, so we were very much inspired by that concept. And there are a lot of things out there offering dance, but not quite doing what we're doing. So the business model is something everybody is already familiar with, like Airbnb and Uber. You download, register, you book, and Dance Connect makes a percentage of the transaction. The opportunity financially is, just say, in the United States alone, if 1% of the population is looking for some kind of dance event, whether you're beginner or advanced or whatever, that's about 3.2 million prospective customers that could translate into $32 million annual revenue. And our growth strategy is, right now, we want to focus on the pre-launch marketing campaign. We still need to, improve the app, do more beta testing. Eventually, pretty soon, I think we want to go into another crowdfunding campaign like Kickstarter to raise more funds because we want to increase our team. We're going to definitely need more team members. And after the crowdfunding, create an actual event to get more, engagement. So here we are, that's our developer who has helped us create the initial version. And I hope you join the dance revolution with us. Thank you so much.
As the judges prepare their questions, would it be too much to ask for a quick dance move? Would that really be putting you on the spot?
Bailemos?
No problem.
Vamos acá. The music is in the heart, okay?
Oh.
Sorry. Suele pasar.
Beautiful. Beautiful job. Thank you so much. Okay, judges, 3 minutes. Fire away.
Hey, you guys did a great job. Thanks for competing. Quick question on the app. How much usage have you had some revenue driven off the app at this stage of the game, or is it more in beta? Where are you at with the app?
We're more in beta right now. We haven't actually started making real revenue, but we've had a lot of our colleagues try it out, dance students, and we get great reviews about it. Of course, we have to improve little bugs and yeah.
How much does your app currently cost, or what is going to be the cost for the app, or is it a free download?
The download is free. We don't want to put a cost for the dance students part of it in the beginning. We'll see how it develops over time. But the transaction fee, we're thinking to come from the teacher side, where they're the ones who are offering the service. So we take a cut of that, since we're advertising them.
So that kind of leads to my next question, or to the next question. How are you going to build trust in the community, being that you're kind of the first business to do something like this?
How to build trust in the community?
Yeah.
A lot of social media marketing, just constantly being out there, reaching out to there's different dance communities. Mostly that would be through social media.
Hey, good job again, and thanks for the dance move. Quick question, who are some of the key partnerships, maybe locally or nationally, that you feel are important for success of this app? Who are some of the other companies or businesses or groups that you feel like you need to partner with to make this a success?
Well, we would love to eventually partner with Airbnb, because they have Airbnb experience, and we were part of that in the beginning, and that's one of our ideas. Do you have any?
Yeah, when we have different festivals, for example, people need hosting. Who is hosting? Sometimes the people need organizer, need the hotel. Why no Airbnb? Airbnb festival, dance festival, Airbnb.
Or things like Airbnb. Yeah.
We need to talk with them.
Yeah.
We have time for one more question.
A quick question about the development of the app. What do you foresee in terms of additional expenses to get the app to the place that you want it to be, to really capture the kind of audience that you expect to have? What kind of fee structures and things do you see just over the horizon to kind of build out from beta to really deploying an app that's going to connect to this community?
Mm-hmm. Definitely centered on the marketing. Well, first of all, improvements with the app to fix it, so the development part. But definitely a lot of marketing has to do with, getting people that are strong in social media on our team, and some PR outreach. I think it's very marketing focused where our expenses go.
It's very easy to find dance lessons for your child. It's more challenging to find dance for adults. So great idea. Thank you both so much for your pitch and for your dance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, up next is Julia Silvestri, founder of Sisu, an activewear brand that puts mental health first. Julia, welcome.
Hi, thank you. My name is Julia Silvestri. I am founder and CEO of Sisu and Sola. We are an inclusive activewear brand that puts mental health at its forefront. Having a personal experience with mental health for 11 years, this business was created to solve the problems that we face currently. Currently, mental health is at a rapid decline. It is overlooked by society, it is shamed and buried for the sake of looking perfect. At the same time, clothing brands lack inclusivity and also community around their brands. We inspire stamina, perseverance, and courage through our durable products, as you will see in our sample pieces that I will hand out at the end, along with adding positive affirmations on some of our clothing, and through the continuous mission that we put in front of our customers and stand by every day. Activewear not only inspires physical health, but mental health as well. This is why we take our time in designing every single piece to build confidence in everybody. We also stand out by engaging with our customers on social media and in the community every day to build off of their feedback. As we grow, we are able to expand our range of sizes, along with going into other areas such as accessories and more. We stand out more by donating a percentage of our profits to organizations that are in line with our mission. It wasn't until recently that consumers feel more comfortable and are more attracted to buy from mission-driven companies that align with their personal values. This also builds loyalty with our customers as they feel more connected to the brand that they're wearing and supporting. And to be a brand that stands for social conditions and makes a positive contribution to society is what inspires us every day. After making over $2K in revenue just from our soft launch earlier this year, we are partnering with Gabby's Grounds for fulfillment and shipment. And for the next 6 months, we've partnered with Raleigh Night Market and Girl Tribe Charlotte as a vendor at their pop-ups. We really want to partner with mission-driven companies because it's really important to us and along with our customers. We have planned and designed 4 new collections, all to be released over the next 3 to 6 months. We do have a pretty wide range of a target market, but our primary focus will be on college students, especially as we enter the fall season and we start working on our college tour where we go and speak at colleges within their business departments and their Greek life as well. And this will help us scale, and we are able to get in front of our target market, which will help us scale financially, along with all of the partnerships that we have in place. Inventory, marketing and branding, and events do come at a cost, which is why this award will really help us in growing and scaling. Our photo and video shoots is what creates a vision for what we stand for and how our products fit and feel, which is why we will use a portion of these funds to create that vision for our customers. We will also use another portion of these funds towards our inventory and our design process so we can work on that inclusivity that we are currently facing as a clothing brand. During all this, we will continue to reinvest into our business in order to reinvest into our customers so we can stand for something important and build a really strong brand.
Beautiful, Julia. Thank you so
you.
much. It's difficult to fit it all into 3 minutes.
It really is.
We're going to challenge the judges to do the same. Judges, 3 minutes, please.
Oh yes, and Cherith has the blue shorts are the spandex shorts that we are releasing this year, and then that beige shirt is what we are releasing in June. It's a mix of activewear and athleisure wear as well.
I've got a statement and a question.
Okay.
The statement is right there. I would invest all of it in inventory, so you can get to more customers, right?
Yes.
I would utilize kind of yourself and your team to do the marketing. I wouldn't put any money in there. I'd put it in the product.
Good stuff.
I just want to know, it is a huge issue, mental health.
Yeah.
And I really just want to hone in on how does it, what is a good example, I guess, of somebody that wears it that kind of helps it get through maybe mental health challenges through a day? I mean, is there a good example to share? I mean, is it just texture? Is it the message?
It's a mixture of both. I mean, we take our time, I take my time in designing all of these pieces and getting it into fruition through my manufacturer. But not only does the name stand for something really important, I kind of created the name. Sisu is a Finnish noun that means a special strength to overcome adversity. And I took sola from the word solace, and I found out it has a meaning. So I put them two together and kind of created my own definition. So there is a meaning behind that. I'm very open about my mental health. So through social media, through events, through pop-up events and everything, that's like the main thing that we will talk about, and inspiring physical health and mental health as well, because they both go hand in hand.
I think you just nailed it as you talk through it. I think what you sell gives you a platform to talk about mental health.
Yes.
I think that's what it is, right? So
Yep.
the more you can get it out, the more you can talk about it, and then maybe you partner with a physician, somebody where you can get help on the back end of it, but it's a platform to really talk and express the concerns.
Yeah, and
really
actually, and one of our partnerships, Gabby's Grounds, they're originally a coffee shop that employs people with disabilities. And they also now have a warehouse where they do fulfillment and shipment. So that's why I really want to partner with them to increase my productivity while giving people with disabilities a job.
Yeah, I love it. There you go.
Thank you.
We have 30 seconds.
What is your price range for your products?
So the price range, still working on some of them. For example, that beige shirt, that is going to be $45. And the reason that I have everything priced a certain way is because not only do we need to make a profit, but we also want to donate a substantial amount of money to organizations. And for the blue shorts, I'm thinking around, as of right now, a little over $60 for the shorts.
Julia, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Following this next pitch and questioning, we will have a brief break. But before we do that, let's introduce our sixth business owner. Meet Patrick Doyle. He is founder of Home Comfort Systems, an HVAC company focused on simplicity. Welcome.
Thank you. All judges good? Okay, awesome. I'm Patrick with Home Comfort Systems. We help homeowners achieve comfort in their homes by guiding them through a process to make them make an informed decision about their HVAC systems. We help make customers comfortable in their homes when their heat and AC goes out by repairing the system, maintaining it, and replacing it when it's at the end of its lifespan. To solve the solution, we focus on the customer. On all non-emergency calls, we make sure we ask customer questions to get their feedback, and then we evaluate the system. We then take that information and go back to the customer and inform them of all the possible solutions for their home comfort in a low-pressure environment, and we support them in the decision they make. Our competitors tend to focus on the equipment and less on the customer, and we focus on homeowners and property managers that have a focal point on tenants. Our main marketing is through word of mouth and referrals. We do every job as if they're going to tell everyone about it. We also focus a lot on digital. We target service platforms such as Yelp, and then through traditional methods as yard signs and door hangers. Last year in business, we did just under $150,000 in sales. This year, we've already surpassed that with over $200,000 and continuing our growth. We doubled our customer numbers. We also doubled our reviews on Google and Yelp, which puts us right on track with our predicted growth. One of the issues we're having with growth is it's a high cash flow business with a lot of capital, so as we grow, expenses and having funds set aside for equipment and other purchases stop us from putting that money towards growth. That's where the funding would be used to help with reamping a lot of the work I did in the first year, redoing a website, making it SEO optimized, and future-proofing it with online booking, helping us get a commercial address to help legitimize the business, and also help with our inventory issue because we're currently running our service out of vans, which give us no room for equipment. So a lot of the equipment we're getting a day of and causes issues with customers, and with supply chains issue last year was a nightmare. So it would help with that. And also capital going towards purchasing a new van. We have a set inside our budget monthly repairs for our current van. And that's it. Thank you for your time. Questions?
Great job, Patrick. Judges, you have 3 minutes.
Thanks for your pitch. Do you have a story that you can share with us that exemplifies what makes you different from your competitors?
Yes. So originally I started working in this industry and noticed there was a disconnect between the corporation and companies forcing us to focus on the equipment instead of the customer, forcing us to do work and not even caring if the customer wanted it, and then pitting equipment that we knew wouldn't solve the problem just because there was a promotion going on with distributors. That's why we come in and focus on the customer, and even if they choose not to go with us, we're supporting them and informing them and educating them so they can take that information and help them with decisions in the future.
I've got a question, a couple. Can you go back to that last slide on how you're going to spend your money, if you don't mind?
Is it the red button? Sorry.
Good question,
There you
Patrick.
go, perfect. All right, a couple things. Do you sell, I mean, it sounds like more service than hardware, right? Do you guys do?
It's a blend. So we do service repairs, which requires equipment,
Yeah.
and then maintenances, which is more service, and then replacements is majority equipment.
Okay.
So on replacement jobs, the equipment cost is 40% of the total sell the job and our bigger ticket items.
Yeah.
And then services is more 50-50, and then maintenance is more labor.
Yeah. And what do you think the mix is, I mean, for you guys right now? I mean, where I'm going with this is obviously the margins in the service.
Yes.
And not in the hardware. And it's tough to compete with some of the big players because they're buying it at different price points. So, and that's why I wanted to come back is because, you know, $2,000 for a lawyer, the website, Google ads, I would invest your money in your product, right? And then, it'll slowly grow by word of mouth if you continue to take care of the customer the way you do and show value and service. They'll pay for it and they'll spread the word. It'll spread like wildfire. I mean, and so I would, I don't know if there's a question in there, but I would peel back some of that expense on attorneys and ads and spend it all on product. You want to do it and focus more on service. You can do more service, higher margin, then you don't need money, but you've got a sustainable business. You already got sales. You've got to reinvest in the business. And so I don't know with your partners if they have outside jobs, but tell them to keep them and keep funding this business until it supports you guys and you take distributions at that point. But I would work outside of the business, have somebody, so you guys aren't taking all the earnings out of it. And that'll help you guys grow quicker without outside capital.
Okay. So the question in there, I was a little to pinpoint. So stuff like the lawyer is a lot of the stuff I did my first year. So played lawyer by researching what contracts I need, but no legal representation has looked over those to see their legitimacy. So that's where some of that, sorry.
Comes in. No, I love it. That's perfect. And I get contracts. I'm surprised that there's contracts, I guess. Can you maybe spend a upfront cost to get a boilerplated contract for your company that kind of goes with each division? Like, this is my service contract, this is my maintenance contract, and that way you do it one time, have a boilerplate contract where you don't have that reoccurring cost. Do it right maybe the first time, and that way it's something sustainable for the future, I guess.
Yes, that's where that would go in creating the initial contract more than the one I just got off Google. Another thing with the sales funnel, we focus a lot on maintenances to keep the yearly visiting and having that relationship with the customer. But the replacements, which is the big equipment, still make up about 70 to 80% of our top line revenue.
There you go. Yeah.
Patrick, thank you so much. Great job. Okay, y'all, we're about 1/3 of the way through. Why don't we take a quick 5-minute break and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Thank you. $82,000. That's real money, folks, real money going to 9 of the 16 entrepreneurs tonight. Let's pick back up right now with our next business. I would like to introduce Tatiana and Daria Bulenkina, mother and daughter, duo owners of Sterling Berry, a tea company focused on bringing delicious tea to your table. Welcome, ladies.
Hi. Hello, my name is Tatiana Bulenkina.
And I'm Daria. We are the founders of Sterling Berry Tea. At Sterling Berry Tea, our focus is on healthy tea options for everybody, every diet, and always shared with love and care. We offer, the rapidly growing $13 billion U.S. tea market has a niche for high-quality tea and tea stains that we hope to fill with our high-quality tea that is always made with fresh and natural ingredients.
Love for tea came from my grandmother. Since childhood, I always used the tea as a boost of energy in the morning and a minute to relax during afternoon. But not all tea made equal. Finding a good quality tea became a challenge to me. Despite huge selection at grocery stores, I couldn't find the one that I would enjoy. Cafes and restaurants also have limited options for tea, and even if somebody ventures to use the tea, drink a tea, the tea doesn't taste good because of the improper brewing process and the tea quality itself pretty poor. During my research, I realized that it's a coffee nation. Being always on the go without a minute to spare, many people turn to coffee shops to get the boost of caffeine, getting addicted to it. On the other hand, tea offers lots of different variety of tastes and also been used for almost 5,000 years for its health benefits and some of the healing powers. So that's how we decided to start the company to spread the word about the tea, its taste, and varieties. I met many people like me who were searching for quality and optional drinks that would provide health benefits. We pride ourselves providing high-quality tea using ingredients from all over the world, searching for fresh and natural ingredients.
We started our journey at the end of 2019. Although we are still young, we are very competitive and designed to scale. What you see on the screen are the doors that we have already opened. These companies are selling our product exclusively in their establishments. Also, we received great feedback from the loyal customers that we have buying our tea in these companies. Variety of our product include many different flavors such as black, green, and herbal teas, with an average of a 40% margin. We offer loose leaf tea as well as in tea bags. We take advantage of numerous sales channels and marketing strategies. We have a great team with a strong sales background, accounting, and entrepreneurship. And the most important thing is that we believe in getting things done with can-do attitude. This grant will have a great impact on our company. It will allow us to build a recognizable brand and create sturdy, eye-catching packaging and marketing it online and offline. Purchasing a trailer will allow us to boost our brand awareness by attending more markets and festivals. We expect a boost up to 50% over the course of the next 2 years. We invite you to the wonderful world of tea. We count on your vote on our road to success. Thank you.
Wonderful jobs, ladies. We have some tea for you to take a look at and some questions for our team to take.
I'll go ahead and start. I think it was Daria, if I got the names right. First of all, I just want to say it's wonderful to see someone who is your age up here doing an amazing job. So.
Thank you.
It was great to see also some of your partnerships. I'm a big believer in partnerships, and it sounds like you guys are really reaching out and getting some good traction in the community. Can you tell us a little bit, if you were to receive some of this money, how you might be using it to grow your business? Can you give us a little more detail around that?
Sure. Our goal is to build the brand. So we started at end of 2019, and we tested the market if what we would want to offer to the people they would love. And now we have a very strong feedback that our tea is popular, gaining traction, so we looking forward to build the brand. We want to create a logo that would stand out. We want to create the packaging that people would know and recognize. We want to order those packages, of course, and we want to purchase a trailer that would allow us to go to farmers markets, festivals more often and bring more with us so we can build that brand awareness so more and more people would know about us.
Quick question, when you're selling at farmers markets and things like that, are you also brewing tea there for people to sample? Or, because I'm not a tea drinker myself, I'm a part of the Coffee Nation culture. Are you allowing folks to experience the tea while you're there, or are you simply just selling the tea and packaging?
Yeah, we started right before COVID. So before COVID, definitely we brew tea there, and we would offer it to customers to try, especially we always bring with us like a hot pot that people could try whichever variety they want to. Now, since COVID, we providing little samples like you see in the baskets, and we're giving it away to the people so they can try it at home. I'm hoping that COVID will go away and we'll be able to provide drinkable samples right there.
I got a quick question. By the way, it's a great concept and a great idea. What about online sales? Have you explored doing more with your website and things like that?
Yes, so we built the website. Still could be better, but it's there. We have sales going through the website. We have sales on subscription customers. We do in Etsy, we do in eBay. We cannot do Amazon right now because we need the barcodes for that, so that's something that we're looking forward to. Yeah, so we're trying to do the Facebook and Instagram sales. We are not there yet, but we're going towards that. So we're trying to expand in every possible channel we can.
Very impressive. Thank you so much. Business number 8 is Amanda Carlson of FET Games. This company has created a gaming experience to allow people to connect at large events. Please welcome Amanda. In TV news, we call this technical difficulties. Stand by. Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right. I'm Amanda Carlson, founder of FET Games, and we make connecting fun. Uh-oh. All right. After moving to Raleigh, I had a party to make new friends, and all I could find was to host a murder for socializing, and so I invented the game, and all of my guests loved it and said, "You have to bring this to market." So when I looked around, I found people trying to build stronger communities, but they had very few tools. And at work, I saw employees often dreading the team builders, and US companies losing $400 billion a year to employee disengagement. I realized that there's not much in our society that fosters interaction and belonging, and I got really passionate about socialization. FET is like a walking Monopoly, and it's played by 20 to hundreds of people, face-to-face, in person, using smartphones for the game pieces. Our target market is our meeting planners, who are actually champions of face-to-face meetings for 250 million people per year in the United States. They facilitate dynamic, creative combustion amongst employees for corporations. But they're very frustrated trying to coax employees out of their comfort zones with inadequate tools to engender belonging and teamwork in this return to office post-COVID environment under the looming shadow of the big quit. Our business model is also like Airbnb, and we have a site where anyone can become a host and create a game. And then on the homepage, players go on there and they search for games by city or by company. And we charge hosts $5 per player, whether they're a meeting planner or a social host. Social hosts can make $2,000 in 2 hours for a 100-person game. We've tested FET extensively across the country, both in the social and corporate markets. A Cisco event earned us $3,000 for a 55-person meeting. And the Raleigh Convention Center has expressed an interest in offering FET to all the incoming conventions on their asset menu. We're still pre-launch. We plan to launch on the 30th of July, which is International Friendship Day, and we're 3 weeks from beta. Indie games, indie games now launch on Kickstarter, gaining national exposure in 30 days' time. Our Kickstarter will focus on board game cafes. We'll build awareness with businesses by advertising, offering free advertising on our land cards with their photo, city, state, and a coupon. And they're kind of like Boardwalk and Park Place and Monopoly. And we will be able to network and market with meeting planners as peers by becoming members of their associations. We project sales of $400,000 between August and December, and that is 50 to 130 board game cafes, facilitating one game per month. The game is the final stage. We're in the final stages of development of the game. Like I said, we have about 3 weeks to go until we start our beta. And remaining in this grant program over the next 6 months with our launch would be really helpful support for us. Our motto is, if all the world is a stage, then we're all stars. Please join us in bringing the world closer together through fun and play with your $20,000 grant. Thank you.
Terrific presentation, Amanda. May I just ask you, what did you do before FET Games?
What have I done? I've been doing this for a very long time, but I've done like just a lot of different jobs. I guess the most correlative job would be at the Queen Mary. I was in planning and development and started an entrepreneurial sponsorship department.
Unique story, a unique idea. Thank you so much. Judges, 3 minutes, please.
I'll kick off a couple of questions. I have two. One is, I'm not familiar with really what a board game cafe is, so can you just tell us a little bit more about that? And then the second question is more about your customer, because you mentioned both meeting planners and then kind of social hosts as two different categories. And as I have some meeting planning experience and a history of working in hotels in the previously. So, and those meeting planners can be sometimes very difficult to reach. So can you tell us a little bit more about how you might be able to facilitate some relationships with some of those meeting planners who are definitely the gatekeepers in a lot of the corporate event planning?
Yeah, starting there first, Meeting Planners International is the primary association of all meeting planners really in the world. And they provide their education and also their networking. I've actually spoken to the Vice President of Sales, who is very excited about this product. As you know, meeting planners exist for face-to-face meetings. There's nothing more important to them than face-to-face, but there is nothing really that facilitates face-to-face for organizations and for meeting planners. So they're doing, MPI is having their 50th anniversary, and they're doing daily giveaways. MPI is looking forward to trying the game in-house with their own staff, and if they like it, they will do giveaways on a daily basis. I've also spoken with Deborah Sexton, past president of the Convention Management Association, and they wanted to do an article in the magazine about the product. So there's a lot of interest in this type of this product. With regard to board game cafes, there are 300 across the country. It's actually a growing trend of kind of like nerdy people who get together and play board games, and a cafe will have 400 to 800 board games, and people play like $5, pay $5, and then get their food and beverage. And then also these board games, they have weekly games, like $15 for trivia night, and they usually do 3 of those a night. So having maybe one playing a month with 100 people or 2 with 50 people, they could get a lot of revenue. Yeah, also other people could host as well. Anybody could host.
We have about 30 seconds.
Amanda, good job again. Thank you for presenting. 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have asked this question, but I'm gonna ask it now. So we go into another shutdown. What happens to the business and the business model at that point?
Yeah. One good thing about this game is that you can stand far away from people. You can wear a mask. You can social distance. It is an in-person game, but we are currently looking at WebEx because our game is online. And people could talk over WebEx and then have one window with WebEx and one window with our Caspio no-code app, which is just like a database where they could trade their game pieces, because everyone just negotiates their deals and then they do their little trade and move on to the next person. Yeah.
Amanda, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Up next, let's welcome Sandy Rogers, owner of Craft Avenue NC. Sandy has created a business that allows small businesses to order branded gift items. She's located in Knightdale. Sandy? Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you. So how many people do you think you talk to, interact with, or even just walk past on a day-to-day basis? You know, if you're a small business, about how many of those people do you think actually could use your services? Unfortunately, if you weren't branded, they probably have no idea your business exists, and they probably have no clue that you're the exact person they needed to talk to. And unfortunately, it's just a missed opportunity for both you and that potential customer. It's a tragedy, right? Hi, my name is Sandy. I'm the owner of Craft Ave NC, and I help small and micro businesses get more sales and more new customers by providing VIP branding, consultations, products, and services to help increase their... One second. My name is Sandy. I help small and micro businesses get more sales and more new customers by providing VIP branding, consultations, and services to help increase their sales by providing... VIP branding services to help their sales by providing VIP services through strategic brand exposure. So 2020 and 2021 had record-breaking numbers of small businesses entering the workforce. I was one of them. My business started with a skill set, me realizing that my career in law enforcement was not giving me enough time to spend with my amazingly autistic son, and a really, really strong desire to quit my job. But I had no understanding about branding. I had no idea of what it could do for me until one day I went into the grocery store with my logo shirt on that I created, and by the time I left, I had 2 people ask for my cards, of which both became paying and returning customers. And that's when the light bulb went off. That's when I realized that my brand could scream for attention without me saying a word, that it could be in rooms where I wasn't even present, and that it could sell my services without me lifting a finger. And that's the same type of effective brand exposure I want to give to other small businesses. We provide on-site graphic design, embroidery, printing, custom t-shirts, laser etching, vinyl decals, and stickers to help imprint on items that are made custom for the businesses, both the business's vision and their target market. But even though it started with just a t-shirt, our goal is to educate small businesses that branding is more than just a t-shirt. It's about your apparel, it's about your merchandise, it's about your product presentation. That's why today we ask for $20,000 of your investment so we can extend my existing storefront into a product photography studio. I don't know how to go back. A product photography studio. It would allow them to take pictures of their products, but most of the money will go to a UV printer, which would allow me to print on almost anything that would also expand my revenue and increase my services. One thing I don't want to leave here with today is you not remembering my brand. So when you're ready to bring your small business, just remember that Craft Ave intersects with your road to success. Thank you. This was supposed to be part of my pitch, but clearly I stumbled.
You did a great job, Sandy. Thank you so much. Judges, 3 minutes. What are your questions?
Yeah, I thought you did a great job. And
Thank you.
Obviously, when you look up here at all the other contestants, you know, part of their $20,000 is for marketing and branding, and so you've already got prospects here in this room. So, do you have a retail location currently?
Yes, sir. I have a retail location in Knightdale currently.
Okay.
We're over by the Walmart, so there's high traffic.
Okay, so you've already got, that's up.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Can you share, good job too, by the way. And it sounds like you're marketing more towards the small business owners.
Yes.
Can you share more about how you're going to attract those customers who are business owners themselves?
So to be honest, most of my business owners, they actually sell my services right now. A lot of them, once we are doing rebranding, so the 2020 pandemic created a culture of crafters, and people started making their own businesses. So what they do is they come, but most of them don't have any idea of what branding is. So when they come to me, we actually sit down, target their customer, and we talk about who they want to buy their products, and we make their products to be more appealing for their customer. Makes them have more sales. And so they actually promote me more because they post on social media, they tag me in their stories, they put pictures of us in the store. I have a grass wall that everyone likes to take pictures in. So it's mostly my own customers that promote me more, but we do have plans to market more in the future.
Do you have an online platform?
I do have an online platform, but actually this class, and I'm also a member of Launch Nightdale, has helped me target my market a little bit more. So I paused everything so I can go back and restructure to target my niche customer.
Perfect.
Do you sell your product in packages, or is everything sold separately?
So we do because I'm targeting small businesses, we allow no minimums, and so we do have packages for other crafters. There's more stuff that we do, services that we offer in my business, but we do offer packages. And when we open the product photography studio, we will offer subscriptions and packages for that as well.
So I thought of another question. You do offer a lot from apparel to branding and other services. What are, with all those things that you do for small business owners, what are some key partnerships that you feel you need to make sure that this is a success?
So we have a contract with the town of Nightdale right now. We've also made stuff for the mayor. We have contracts with small businesses that surround us, and we've also paired up, we've got contracts with local entertainers that are moving up. And so our partnerships is actually with our customers, and we make sure that they know that we are actually there for their brand. So they can focus on their business and their skill set. We focus on the branding for them.
Sandy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving along to business number 10, we have Becky Monge of Becky Publishing. Becky is creating a company for any writer to be published. Hello, Becky.
Hello. Is it up? No. Sorry about that. Here I am. Hi there, my name is Becky Monge, and I'm here today to talk to you about Becky Publishing. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple facts straight away. 98% of all people who send their written works into a publishing house or to an agent get rejected, all right? Number two, it's really important for you to know that once people get rejected, somewhere in the middle of 7 to 8 times, they quit. Now, why is this important for you to know? It's important for you to know because Becky Publishing is the bridge so that people get their works published. Let me tell you my story. The problem we're solving is that when people get rejected, they stop. And so my story is, for the last 10 years, I have been a trailing spouse with no work visa in Australia, South Africa, the UK, and now I'm finally back home. During those times, I could not work, but I could write. So I would write and send my works out to publishing houses, only to get rejection after rejection after rejection. Now, my daughter, who has special needs, she was writing music. She was writing lyrics and beats and all of these things. And because her life was a little confusing at times, she wanted to send in her works as well. So she'd send them out and get rejection after rejection after rejection. And finally, I said, you know what? I'm going to learn how to do this publishing thing. And I did. So I started working with the Library of Congress and also with the copyright organizations, and she got 10 copyrights. Well, after that happened, I started getting copyrights for other people as well as myself. And what I found was that I was good at it, and I wanted to do it. So now I'm back here and I can work. So my competitor really isn't publishing companies. It's really not literary agents. It's people giving up on themselves in our community right here. So I am looking for $8,000 from this group for my website, for my legal work, and for some marketing and an app. And I'm hoping that you will give this to me. The sales channels are going to be all the recording studios around here, all of the literary works around here, people with word of mouth telling them about Becky Publishing. Now, I will be charging a flat fee and also a royalty. And then I will work with the artist who has written with ASCAP, TuneCore, StoryRocket, Direct Publishing, and Amazon Publishing to be the bridge so that people don't give up in our community. Instead, they get published and they have great lives. Thank you. What questions do you have?
Judges?
Got a question for you. So understanding your revenue model, how do you get paid? You know, when you publish, you have some type of margin that you work with in these people?
That's a great question. So I've already started this process, gotten some of my first checks. Because when you work with companies like ASCAP and you put in a literary work or a musical work, when the artist gets paid, you get paid. So you put in the percentage of what you're going to get. So as their works are sold, you actually get a check as well. And later on in the year, you end up getting a 1099 for that.
What about charging them up front? I mean,
Yeah, there will be an upfront fee for everyone. Absolutely. So there'll be a flat fee.
Hey, thank you for presenting again. Going along those same lines, we had a question about some of those partners there. How is it, what is the difference? Well, let me see. When you're partnering with them, like you say, folks quit when they try to reach out and publish on their own. So through your partnership, what is different? Is there a guarantee when that person comes through you? Is there a higher chance of success rate? Tell us more about the partnership and how this person is going to get through.
That's great. So basically what happens is I know editors, I know recording studios, I know all of those locally and actually internationally. And what that does is I connect those people, and then I can work directly with the copyright office. A lot of times what happens is people take their written work, put them out on every platform, and then lose them. I actually talked to someone today, and they had that happen. So what you do is you work with the person with a flat fee straight away that's not exorbitant, because you want them to follow their dreams, and you get them copywritten so then they can put their work out in the world.
We have about 30 more seconds if anyone has a quick question.
Thank you so much. How do you find these folks who have sent out manuscripts to publishing houses and gotten rejected? Like, where is that customer discovery honey hole? Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yeah, it absolutely does. So what I've been finding is that people have been finding me. So people that I've helped get copyright that I was doing it for free, basically, have told other people, or I will take someone into the recording studio here in Raleigh, and they'll say, you know what? I have this person who just recorded this rap yesterday, and they don't have a copyright. What do I do? Send it to me. I'll help you out. You know, you need to make sure that you have yourself protected.
Great job, Becky. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right now, we'd like to welcome to the stage Kristen Williams of 1911. Her company helps governments and institutions understand the needs of their constituents. Kristen, please join us.
Hello, everyone. I am Kristen Williams with 1911 Consulting, and I want to start with a story. I get a panic call from a councilman, not local, don't worry, you don't know him. And he said, why didn't we call you before? Before what? before they wasted thousands of dollars and months of work, before the bad press, before the public outrage. With the stakes so high, why hadn't they called me before? Well, it's simple. They didn't know about 1911 until it was too late. To understand what went wrong, we have to rewind to the day they did what government agencies do all the time. They put a survey online and they asked people to take it. And that's when everything went wrong. You see, government agencies rely heavily on public surveys. Raleigh alone has surveyed its residents on over 800 topics. They put these surveys out to get feedback before making decisions. And we are talking million-dollar decisions that change our communities for decades to come. So the strength of our communities depends in part on the strength of our surveys. But government agencies don't have the time or the skills needed to write strong surveys. They generally take 10 minutes, cobble a few words together, and they hope for the best. The result is that questions like these become the basis of big decisions. This is why people are mad, and this is why government agencies don't get the data they need. Survey methodology is an art and a science. I'm serious, there is a scientific method to this. And it's so intricate that one mistake can bias a question. One biased question can ruin a survey. That's why it should be left to the professionals. And that is where 1911, me, comes in. I'm a professional survey writer with a PhD in sociology. In fact, 1911 is named after the building on NC State's campus where I learned survey methodology from the best of the best. So I know the rules of the road when it comes to writing great surveys. But because I've also done community engagement, I know how to empower residents and amplify their voices through surveying. I've helped agencies across the country make better decisions by asking better questions. But there is still so much work to be done. Communities are grappling with economic recovery. They're tackling systemic issues like climate change, racial inequity, and they're relying on these public surveys more and more. With your investment, we can get them the data that they need. We can introduce them to the survey solution they're looking for. We can take 1911 from the shadows to the spotlight. Thank you.
Kristen, thank you so much. Judges?
Good pitch.
Thank you.
How do you penetrate political agendas that exist in the cities that really need the help with the surveys that they send out?
Yeah, thank you for that question. The first thing is that when people hire me, my first, real credential is to say, or my criteria is that I don't write surveys by committee, right? Which I think is an important line to draw, and fortunately most agencies right now are respecting that. To navigate that political terrain is to understand what they need from these surveys and then make it clear that from a scientific perspective that they're only going to get that information if they don't bias their questions. Does that answer your question? It really helps to say, I have a PhD in this, and they go, oh, okay, we should probably listen to you. Yeah.
Really compelling, thank you. Can you tell us a little bit more about if you were to receive some of these funds, how you might spend some of the money? What are kind of the plans for growing the business?
Yes, absolutely. So first and foremost, the most important, especially in the government space, is getting in front of people at government-centered conferences, especially those aimed at community engagement. So one of the downsides is that as many marketing emails as I want to send, it is largely going into their spam boxes, right? Or I get like this warning sign that's like, hey, stop sending us something through Constant Contact, you weirdo, right? And so, so far I've been able to really rely on my networks because I've been in this space. I work for the city of Raleigh. I work for Public Input, which is a local engagement platform. I've been able to rely on that word of mouth, but to extend, I'm really gonna have to get in front of people and say, hey, you know that thing you really hate doing that gets you in a lot of trouble? I can do that, and I want to, right? And they're like, great, here, do this thing, I hate it.
We have time for one more question.
Yeah. First, a comment. I'm glad to hear that there's some science behind the surveys. I've always just filled them out, and you never really understood how they come to that conclusion. So I'm glad to hear that. I learned something, and that's awesome. How, you know, I'm assuming it's just you within the company. What's your bandwidth if you were to take on one of these projects, the cost? I mean, what if, scale-wise, would you have to hire folks? I'm more intrigued with, how you would take on multiple projects, or, are you just capable of handling one at a time?
Yeah, so right now I have the bandwidth to take on at least 6 more clients, because the way that these surveys work is that they're intermittent, right? So you have time in between. If you plan right, which I think I do most of the time, I have identified other social scientists that do what I do, that I trust with the methodology, that I can also bring on board if we do grow like I plan to.
Kristen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are in the home stretch, just 6 more pitches to go. Could the next person be walking home with 20 grand tonight? We'll see. I would like to introduce you to Raven Edwards of Craven Juice. Craven creates delicious juices in Garner. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Craven Juice is a cold-pressed juice company that was birthed out of my passion to use food as medicine while using bold flavors to get the job done. My desire to use natural and holistic methods to impact my health was fueled by this passion and has now changed my life and the many lives of others. Now more than ever, consumers are concerned about what they put in their body. In fact, 1 out of 4 adults are actively trying to manage their health through food. Craven Juice promotes healthy lifestyles and uses food as medicine while providing nutritious juice options that have bold flavors that are 100% natural, 100% juice, and no sugars added. We focus on serving the health enthusiasts, those who are passionate about health and wellness, concerned about what they put in their body, and striving to make healthier decisions 1 step at a time. What makes us stand apart from other juice companies is our commitment to bold flavors, our thoughtful and intentional approach to providing healthy drink options, and the customer service experience. Last year, I had a customer reach out to me about having chronic sinus infections, and she was feeling hopeless. I worked with a registered dietitian, and we created a juice that was specific to meet her needs. Since then, she hasn't had 1 sinus infection. Craven Juice has not only created a seamless customer experience that sets us apart, but also a brave space where customers feel comfortable asking questions and find hope in a product that is thoughtful, intentional, and packed with bold flavors. In 2020, we began our business selling to friends and family, and since then, we have grown exponentially. We created a website and established a pickup service delivery model. We grew our social media and online presence by 75%, attended and sold out over 15 vendor events, and increased online sales by 20% with a projected revenue of $45,000 for 2022. Since the beginning of this year, we have hit some major milestones. We've expanded operations to a commercial ghost kitchen. We've received a certification from the Department of Agriculture, became a seasoned vendor at the Black Farmers Market, as well as signed a wholesale contract with a local market who has 4 locations. And while these are all great accomplishments, as we begin to expand, we're in need of financial support to keep up with demand, seeking funds for equipment costs, building organizational capacity, and education and professional development. With our current equipment, we're able to produce 15 to 20 juices per hour. With the new equipment, we'd be able to produce 50 to 60 juices per hour, increasing our output by 40% and decreasing our labor costs by 50%. We're looking to hire 2 part-time employees that would be able to increase our juice output and productivity, increase our visibility at events, and improve communication and marketing support. We'd also like to join the nationally recognized cohort of juice collectives that focus on mentorship, networking, and professional development courses. As a Raleigh native, I believe in the city and the people, and I look forward to continuing to bring healthy drink options to the community. Crave life, crave health, crave juice.
Great presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Judges, questions, please.
Love me some Juice Company.
Yes, we have samples.
You mentioned bold, oh good, and we have samples, perfect. You mentioned some of the bold flavors. Maybe we're gonna taste them in a second. Can you give us an example of maybe what one of the bolder flavors was? And maybe talk a little bit more. I know there are some juice companies in the area, and I love that you mentioned kind of some custom maybe blends based on what people are kind of dealing with. But tell us a little bit more about how you are unique and different compared to your competitors in the market.
Absolutely. I think when I think about bold flavors, not only are just the different juices that we have available are different from some of the juices that are out in the market now, but when I think about and I look at you look at the label of the juice that you're drinking, you could literally taste every single fresh produce, that fruit and vegetable in the juice as you're drinking it. Some people even say that as the ingredients are listed, they can taste each thing on their palate in that way, and I think that's one thing that sets us apart. Because sometimes in juices you'll find that some produce or fruit is overpowering, but being able to taste each and every one of those flavors is huge, I think, and important when it comes to thinking about health and wellness and what you want to put in your body.
Hey, thank you for the pitch. Good pitch, good juice too. It's really good. I saw a couple slides before you had locally sourced with some of the ingredients and the products that you use for the juice, and I think that's awesome as we continue to support farmers and different things like that. Can you talk about some of those local partners that you use for the fruits, vegetables, all that stuff?
Absolutely, great question. Actually, funny story is that a couple of months ago, I was walking through the State Farmers Market, and I saw my 4th grade teacher. Her name was Miss Kidd, and I was super excited, and I was like, wait, you're selling, like you're a farmer, who knew? And so we ended up catching up, and she's a farmer, a local black farmer, and she sells herbs, garlic, and a whole host of things. And so I actually bought a mint plant from her. I planted that mint and built or grew that mint, and actually one of the drinks that you have today called Mint Condition, which has pineapple, pear, apple, and mint. That mint is from that local farmer that I bought from months ago.
We have time for maybe one more quick question.
So you gave a great example about the customer that had a sinus infection, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. So how will those individual needs be reflected through the website? Like, let's say I have migraines and I would love to make a concoction or have a juice press that tailors to migraines or another ailment. So how would that reflect on the website?
Yeah, absolutely, great question. Right now, what I'm doing is most of the inquiries the custom inquiries that you're referring to come through my Instagram DM. So I'll have people DM me and say, hey, I'm looking for actually somebody today DM me, and they were looking for something to help with digestion. And so I kind of speak with them. I work with the current juices that I have, and I say, like, this may be a good fit. Why don't we start here? And if it's something that needs to be more specific, then I kind of give them a what's the word? Not a contract, but kind of work with them to say, hey, what you're talking about, you may need cucumber, pineapple, ginger, and maybe we can start with creating that custom drink. So right now it's going through my Instagram, but would love to, with some of the funds and our marketing communications specialists, be able to incorporate that into the website.
Great questions, judges. More importantly, how's the juice?
It's really good.
Great job. Thank you so much. Right now, I would like to introduce entrepreneur number 13. Meet Erica Heilman of the Gathering Gallery, an art and gift shop located in downtown Raleigh. This business employs adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Erica, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Erica Heilman, and I own the Gathering Gallery in downtown Raleigh, and I employ adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. My goal is to bring joy and purpose to my employees, my customers, and my community. A problem worth solving. Adults with IDD are unemployed at a rate of 80%. Unemployment leads to a lack of mental stimulation and also a lack of purpose, which is not good for physical or mental health. At the same time, a lot of businesses are having a hard time staffing their businesses. So my solution is the inclusion model to employ IDD adults, and I also partner with companies that serve IDD adults and IDD creators. And one of the big things I want to do is serve as a model for other local businesses to show them that it can be done, that inclusion works. My solution is gaining traction. I've been featured twice in Raleigh Magazine. I was in both the February and the March issues of this year. How did I get here? I was a teacher. That was my first career. When the stress of teaching started to negatively affect my health, I realized I needed to start a second career. I was determined to find something that I would feel as good about as I did with teaching and to make as much of an impact as I felt like I was making as a teacher. So when I came up with the concept of Gathering Gallery, I knew I had the right thing. I sold my house in Cary, moved to downtown Raleigh, funded my business, found my spot, opened my doors, all in 6 months. What do we sell? The necklace I'm wearing, the earrings I'm wearing, all of these lovely things. I handpick every single brand and every single product. I start with a lot of local and regional products, but then I handpick my brands based on the mission and the values that they carry. What sets me apart is a variety of roles for the employees. A lot of IDD companies are food service, and I wanted to offer something different to be able to employ more skill sets. I frequently partner with local nonprofits and other small businesses. I have activities for kids while the parents shop, which is a big hit. Very intentionally designed so that everybody can come in and out of my store comfortably. My target markets are residents and commuters and tourists, and all those numbers are going up. My current revenue stream is my brick and mortar. I've been averaging $5,500 a month, $35 per sale, which covers my rent and my inventory. The planned revenue streams that I would like to start are website and Instagram, festivals and pop-up markets, and also producing my own branded merchandise. That's where the funding comes in. $2,500 for social media management and ads, $2,500 for a website with e-commerce and SEO, $2,500 for a button and magnet makers. That's the start of the things we're going to produce, and then $12,500 for the staff to do all of these things. And it would be 3 IDD employees and 3 other employees. Thank you.
Judges?
Yeah. Great presentation. Appreciate what you're doing in downtown. I kind of see it as 2 separate businesses almost. You know, you've got kind of a retail storefront with arts and crafts, and then you almost have like a staffing business with these individuals. And, you know, I don't really have a question, more maybe just an idea, you know, that there's a lot of staffing agencies that rely on certain industries and target certain industries. It might not be a bad idea to have some sort of staffing agency that you could create where you would then employ these folks into different organizations, and then you could be behind it and then, you know, mark up whatever it is and take some margin off of it. So it's just a thought that came to mind that, you know, might be a way to separate the 2 different businesses.
Yes, that's part of my long-term vision. I have a lot of visions, so yes, that is down the road. For right now, being that model and showing that it really works and letting people see how it works is what I'm focusing on. And lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I hope everybody steals my idea. I read that in an article, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I want everybody to steal my idea.
Can you tell us a little bit more about kind of the shopper? When I think of like who your customer is, right? You want people to walk through the doors. I also had the same kind of thought. You've got a couple of different kind of models that you could kind of take it. But think about like just the shopper. Tell us who that person is. And I mean, I think we've seen with a lot of the businesses, you know, attracting a shopper who really feels passionate about mission-driven businesses is so important. But there's often a gap on how you actually communicate that message. So how do you tell the shoppers out there that all about the amazing work and products that you're doing? How do you get them in the door?
Well, the website would be a huge help with that. I do have Instagram and Facebook, and I often do joy posts, and those are just talking about the mission and the wonderful things that have happened in the store. I like to call the store the community built and the community the store built. And I'm right next door to a very successful children's bookstore, and I'm right down the street from Marbles. So I kind of have built-in traffic, and then as I meet people, then they go out and tell their friends, and I've been starting to see different, like, Facebook groups will mention my store, you know, like, I went in and found this, you know, nobody's selling this adaptive equipment, because it's one of the things I sell is, like, adaptive equipment, and, you know, you can go in the store and you can try it, check it out. So it's getting out there.
Erica, thank you so much for the work you do for our community. We appreciate it. Great pitch.
Thank you.
With just 3 more entrepreneurs to go, our next business is Leanne Thomas, founder of Daily Fuel. Leanne helps women get the health and energy they want with quick and approachable workouts. Welcome, Leanne.
Thank you. Who's ready to work out? No, I wore heels and a suit just to not scare you. We're not working out tonight. But I am Leanne Thomas. I'm the founder of Daily Fuel Online Fitness, and I'm here to give you your fuel back. So fresh out of college, I was super active, energetic person. I moved up to New York City for a dream job, which created some major life changes. So I tried to stay active. I went to some gyms, was not my environment. Went to some boutique studios. They were very expensive. I tried some online workouts, and I would just forget about them and never do them. But months like this continued to pass, and I was feeling sluggish. I was borderline depressed. I was really feeling that lack of motivation from not having that in my life anymore, and I knew I had to make a change. So I did finally find a workout community that I loved, and the owner looked at me one day, and she said, "You're here all the time. Will you just teach it?" And I got hired. And so I started noticing that a lot of my clients were still facing the same issues that I used to face. They were working their 9 to 5. They were so busy they couldn't make it, so they weren't being consistent. So Daily Fuel is here for the busy professional, the person who doesn't have a lot of time to fit in a workout, but they know it's important to feel their best in life. So I know online workouts already exist. This is not a surprise. It is a very large market. But where they're lacking is accountability. By offering short online workouts and personal check-ins, I'm able to be that person that they need to keep them on track, but still give them the flexibility that they need to be able to do it at home. So currently, I have a website, dailyfuel.online, and for a monthly subscription at $19.99 a month, clients are getting a weekly workout schedule, which is just a recommended routine if they want to keep it brainless, don't have to think it through. I do personal check-ins with them, which is typically a text message as often as they like. And then I have a library of over 100 workouts. There's strength, cardio, stretching, a lot of variety for them to find what works for them, from 7 to 45 minutes. So there are very short options included. So I'm here today for $12,525, which I know feels specific, but I've really honed in on the cost of an app. So currently my clients are going to my website, they're also connecting with me on social media, but if I can transition them to an app, I can substantially improve my user experience. So I've worked with an app developer, and they've helped break down what it would take to build and launch and take my existing content and transfer it over. But one of the main expenses is also to be able to continue working through any bugs, any glitches, to make sure that everything is running smoothly and keep building it through this first year. I'm going to take the remaining $5,000 to focus on building credibility in the App Store, which is really important, especially when there's so much competition in fitness. And then additionally, I'm going to continue with my social media strategy with, I think was fate from God, that I had 13,000 new followers in the past 2 weeks. Coming here today, it was at 15,000 when I got up here. And so taking that and just continuing to push it into educating people on what I know about So that's going to substantially change my potential for growth. Lastly, I will wrap up and say we give 10% of our proceeds to a nonprofit. We've talked tonight about how important it is to give back. Consumers find that to be a priority. It's a priority to me as well. So we're not only fueling those, giving them their fuel back, we're fueling those in need too. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you, Leanne. Judges, what are your questions?
How often are you adding new workouts to like your library, and are you the one who's doing the workouts in the videos?
Yes. So I started teaching fitness classes in person 7 years ago. So I was the girl up in the front of the boutique studio for many, many a class. I've taught thousands. And so I do film them. They are a guided class from a variety of styles of workouts. And I'm adding at least one new workout a week. And then in addition to that, as I can plan in, I've also tried to batch, 7-minute workouts and continue to launch more opportunities for people to have a lot of variety.
Personal check-ins and additional costs for people? And
No, so that is included in the monthly fee, and it's up to the client to tell me how often they want the check-ins. I do have people that say, I need a text every day. I have some people that say, don't text me more than a week or I'm gonna completely zone you out. And I've also tried to open that communication with them to say, hey, if this isn't working for you, then it's not working for me either, right? I don't need to send that text unless it's beneficial.
Okay, and are you gonna have membership levels in the future?
Yeah, so the two most common questions I've been getting is, one, do you have an app? Which is why I'm here today. And then secondly is, do you offer personal training? Which I absolutely do love, that one-on-one connection with clients to be able to continue tailoring the experience to them, especially if they have past injuries, anything like that they need to specifically be working with. So adding in that personal training element blended with the online library, I think gives a lot of flexibility for people to continue building the plan that's right for them.
Hey, quick question. Are you, and thank you for the presentation again. Are you a nonprofit, B Corp, or an LLC or C Corp?
So I'm currently an LLC. I do have a goal to be a B Corp in the future. I just know that that is a very time-consuming and a longer road process to get there, but it's definitely a goal that I've had from the start.
Leanne Thomas, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our second to last business this evening is Joni Falvey of Broadsides and Brews. I'll let Joni tell you about the true experience this business will be. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joni Falvey, and I'd like to introduce you to Broadsides and Brews. Broadsides and Brews is an experience like no other, where books line the walls and hide hidden doorways, where cocktails flow, memories are made, and friendships and talents brew. The problem we found was that in Northeast Wake County, book, arts, and beverage-loving adults are looking for a casual and inclusive place with cultural events that promote exploration, collaboration, discovery, and new interests and talents. We bring all of that together in a beautifully created space for relaxing and connecting with friends and loved ones. Our primary target market is book, arts, and beverage-loving adults, 21 and over, with a competitive landscape that we draw from, actually, made up of individual locations like bookstores and cocktail bars, but our goal is to create one central location. Now, this is a proven business model. There are many successful businesses like this across the country, so our most direct competitor is actually out in Chapel Hill. For marketing thus far, we have been primarily digital, as we do not have our brick and mortar yet. As far as sales channels, we do have an online sales channel, and we have been participating in many pop-up events, including the outrageously successful Bull City Beer and Food event that happened in March at DPAC, where we served boozy ice cream and even smoked it in a cocktail smoker for an even more unique experience. We had a line from start to finish and scooped over 500 scoops of ice cream. After 2 years of searching, we finally found a space that we are poised to lease. Conservative projections show our first-year revenue of over $300,000, making us profitable by about $50,000 within the first year. We are requesting $20,000 to use as a down payment to facilitate the lease signing and finally be able to open our doors within 3 to 6 months from today. We could also use it to reduce our equipment costs. $10,000 for a piano, $8,000 for a couple of pieces of frozen beverage, food, equipment, and $3,000 for custom merchandise from Craft Ave. So why us? They say to be successful, you do what you know, and you do what you love. When I was little, we used to go into New York City at Christmas time. I can remember the crisp air, the smell of the chestnuts roasting, the windows, the Christmas tree and the lights. It was all magical. And we always ended our day at a bookstore, making bookstores just as magical as the day itself. I also fell in love with performing arts at that time for the same reason. It takes you away. You get to escape. It's magical. After many years of being a performer myself, working in hospitality, and running a successful experiential production company, I find myself craving a place that I can go for a little piece of that magic that I can share with my friends. I've done my homework, and with the help of this program and startup Wake Tech, I know that Broadsides and Brews can be that place where a little bit of magic comes to our community and our daily lives. Thank you.
Beautiful vision. Thank you. Judges, your questions, please.
Do you already have the SBA loan?
I haven't pulled the trigger on it just yet because we were waiting to do it in time with the lease.
Yep, okay, perfect. Thank
But I have it poised and ready to go.
Okay, great.
You mentioned boozy ice cream, which is so great to hear. Is that, I had kind of a question of what do you sell if you don't have a brick and mortar right now? What have you been selling? So maybe paint a picture now what you might be selling, and then I envision, based on what you have kind of shared, is, you know, kind of a really cool cocktail lounge in this environment that's going to attract a certain type of person for a certain type of experience. Is that right on?
You are dead on. That is exactly what it is. As far as the boozy ice cream goes, so we've been working with an ABC attorney for some time now, and prior to December 1st, 2021, we were actually legally able to sell the boozy ice cream. And then as of December 1st, ABC changed their rules. So now I need my ABC permit tied to my brick and mortar location in order to continue to sell the ice cream. I have a freezer full at home and would love to be able to share it. In addition, we have custom scented candles that are supposed to kind of set the mood for Broadsides when you can't be there. We have t-shirts, and we've been selling loose leaf tea and all kinds of little tchotchkes like that, coffee mugs, like the one in the picture.
Any other questions?
I can ask one follow-up question too. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you're going to reach your customers? It feels like there's a really awesome specific type of person that's going to be attracted to this type of an establishment. How do you find them?
So I'm glad you asked that. I have been involved in the arts community for a very long time, and when I first moved here 7 years ago, I started working with DPAC with their Triangle Rising Stars program. It's like a miniature Tony Awards for high schools in the area, and it encompasses 5 different counties within this area. I've been working with them for the last 7 years, and I have access to all of the theater and arts departments at all of the high schools, and therefore have access to all of those parents as well. And the location that we're looking at right now is on the border of Rolesville and Wake Forest, and we are within 3 miles of 3 high schools, all with thriving performing arts programs. And Heritage High School alone, based on parent donations, has 3 musical productions a year with a $40,000 budget per musical. So there are lots of arts families in the area. And then outside of that, I work very closely with Lauren Kennedy, who's a former Broadway performer and the director of Theater Raleigh. I also work with Raleigh Little Theater, with some of them. They're judges on the panel for Triangle Rising Stars. I have a pretty deep reach into that community.
Joni, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And when you open your doors in Wake Forest, I'll be there.
Sounds good.
Okay, please join me in giving a huge welcome right now to our last business owner. Introducing Benjamin Wright, founder of Studio U, a mobile recording studio. Benjamin,
Good
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
nice to have you here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin Wright. I'm the owner and founder of Studio U. Studio U is a mobile recording studio that provides convenient, affordable access to content creators through the use of a mobile studio. The problem worth solving: there's a lack of affordable local access to audio production, recording studios, and studio equipment. Urban and rural areas are anything but lacking in creativity. However, access to quality audio production and engineering is often out of reach. My solution is to take an RV or a comparable vehicle, strip it, and convert it into a mobile recording studio. This will allow me to provide these services with low overhead and be able to charge a lower rate than that of my competitors at $50 per hour, as well as integrate a 75-cent per mile travel fee. This allows me to generate revenue in 2 of 3 ways. The other one is royalty percentages. My target market: hip-hop artists, singers, podcasters, voice actors, and many of other businesses that might need audio recordings for radio advertisements, streaming services, etc. My market size: $60 million market, and that's just here in the Triangle. The Triangle has a very hidden depth of musical talent that no one's really tapping into. My competitive landscape: everything's brick and mortar. There are no mobile recording studios operating in a commercial capacity. This also allows me to be a prime candidate for government contracts as well. Funding needed: I need $20,000. This is a startup. Up to $15,000 will be used for the purchase of a recreational vehicle. The remaining $5,000 will be used for the materials, equipments, and tools to do the conversion. I'll be doing that myself. I've done that before in my previous experience running a studio from home. Sales channels: I'll be calling already existing clients, asking for referrals. I'll be using social media marketing, direct in-person contact, as well as handing out business cards, flyers, doing open mic events, and attending open mic events to advertise to those clients, as potential clients as well. My financial projections: this is the profit margin here. About 40% is my profit margin. These numbers are closely related to my experience in the past when I was running a studio from my apartment. So I know that these numbers can be reached. Milestones: to this date, I've put together my LLC. I've formed my LLC. I've obtained my EIN. I've obtained my DUNS number and opened a business checking account. I've also recently registered for my HUB certification, as well as my SVD, my Service Veteran Disabled Business certification. By this time next year, I plan to be purchasing a second vehicle to convert into a mobile studio, which from that point, I'll be looking into franchising and eventually becoming an exclusive membership-only production company. That's me. That's me. And these are the organizations that I'm affiliated with. I'm currently at school at a bachelor's program, Los Angeles Film School. Veterans Life Center is where I currently reside. They've helped me get this far. I've been working with SCORE and Cypher University. Thank you.
Terrific job, Benjamin. Judges, your questions, please.
So,
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're going to be successful, very likable. Are there any remote studios out there? I mean, I think about kind of the soundproof and kind of what's needed inside of a studio to make it sound good. Do you know if there's any other that exists out there?
I've done research in the state of North Carolina. I've only found one mobile studio, but the guy's like 70 years old. He hasn't been doing anything in a long time. So,
do you have any concerns about kind of how the music will sound inside of a mobile unit versus in a small confined studio? I mean, do you see any challenges?
I don't. I have extensive experience in building booths in small areas as well as large areas. So diffusers, reflectors, and absorption panels, if placed right, you can make a small room sound like an amphitheater.
That's great.
Hey, yeah, this very good presentation, man. I think this is going to be awesome as well. You wanted something with this one. Question for you about capping sessions. So I'm definitely familiar with how music sessions, recording sessions can be all day, sometimes with a lot of different people that are part of that studio session. So have you thought through any capacity limits, any type of booking thresholds, as you start to operate, as you get it out there?
So there's a minimum booking of 2 hours. And I also offer booking packages as well. So the more time that you book, the cheaper the rate gets. There's a maximum of 3 occupants at a time.
I got just a point for you, Benjamin. Can you just spend a second and tell us what your sort of career path has been the last couple of years, and what's happened to you in your life and things like that, if you feel comfortable?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I'm an Army veteran. When I first got out of the Army, I had a difficult time trying to figure out what I was going to do. I found solace in producing music. From there, I started a studio back in 2015. I started producing out of my home. And from then, I've worked with over 100 artists and produced over 2,000 tracks. 2019 was a great year for me. 2020, I ended up having to shut down just like everybody else. During that year, I was fortunate enough to have made enough to actually survive that year. At the end of 2020, I found myself really scrapping for funds and started out 2021 homeless. From January of 2021 to about late April of 2021, I was homeless and trying to figure out my life. And luckily, I found the Veterans Life Center out in Butner, North Carolina. They put me on track with building my business plan, figuring out how I was going to get back into doing what I love, and that's how I'm here today. So.
Benjamin, thank you so much, and thank you for your service to our country. Your story is inspirational. Thank you.
No problem.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Thank you. All right, that's it. The 16 entrepreneurs, let's hear it for them all. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful and supportive audience. It is not easy getting up on a stage and trying to tell your story in 3 minutes and then facing questions from these judges. I don't envy you, judges. You have a big job ahead of you right now. They're going to go and consider all of the choices that they have and decide who will walk away with $20,000 tonight. In total, again, more than $80,000 will be handed out to 9 entrepreneurs. We're going to take about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes for deliberations. Go grab yourself something to drink. I believe there's some sweets out there as well. We just ask that you please be back here at 8:20 prompt for the major announcements that will happen. Thank you all.
I want to know who.
Whew. All right. Did you get some sweet treats? Maybe some Blackology coffee? That coffee is good, y'all. Very good. Are you as excited and as nervous as I'm feeling right now? These judges, they had a big job ahead of them, and tonight we are giving away $82,000. Thank you so much. A special thank you to Wake Tech for supporting small businesses in our community. I mean, amazing. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's do it. Let's get up on this stage. Let's announce these winners, and I'm so pumped looking at this list. Oh yes, please, as we call you, please come up to the stage, and we're just so excited. And congratulations to all of the finalists. You should all be so incredibly proud of yourself. A job well done, and you will be successful in anything that you do. Getting up here on the stage and presenting your pitch, just really incredible. And if it were up to me, I would just divide all the money and give it all to you. But it's not up to me. Okay, we are going to start in 9th place. I forgot my glasses, Cherith. I don't want to get this one wrong. This is $3,000 that you don't have to pay back. In 9th place, drum roll please, with Lifted Lose, Kyle Bray. I'll go on. Congratulations, Kyle. In 8th place, one of the best presentations, I think, tonight with our youngest entrepreneur, Tatiana and Daria with Sterling Berries, $5,000. Congratulations. I've got a question about Cherith's writing on this one. Okay, in 7th place tonight, $5,000 will go to Kristen Williams with 1911. 1911. See, that doctorate was worth it, wasn't it? Congratulations. All right, guys. You feel like working out a little bit? I bet you Leanne Thomas does. $5,000 for daily fuel. Congratulations. In 5th place tonight, we're upping the ante right now. This is $8,000 to Erica Heilman with Gathering Gallery. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Right now, we're moving on to 4th place tonight. A couple more $1,000. This is $10,000. If you thought the coffee was good, you're gonna like this. Blackology Coffee. Lori Jones, congratulations, $10,000. This is like The Price is Right. This is a great job tonight. Congratulations. Okay, another $10,000 in 3rd place. An inspiring story, someone who has served our nation and deserves this money. Studio U, Benjamin Wright. $10,000 to start your mobile studio. Congratulations. All right, guys, 2 more left. How you feeling? Yeah, nervous, right? Me too. 15 grand. Who wants 15 grand? Sandy Rogers, maybe? With Craft Ave NC? Oh, these. Congratulations. Kyle's peeking over my shoulder here. Don't give anything away, Kyle. And again, the judges said what a difficult job that this was. You know, you guys all did such a phenomenal job. But there was one entrepreneur that really stood out to them. And this entrepreneur will be going home with $20,000. What an incredible gift. What an incredible pitch. Congratulations to Craven Juice. Raven Edwards, $20,000. An incredible presentation, an amazing juice. If you had a chance to try it, wow, incredible. Congratulations to all of our entrepreneurs tonight. Thank you so much for pitching. Thank you for your support. Judges, thank you very, very much. It was a difficult job. You did a wonderful job. And thank you so much to Wake Tech for supporting small businesses. Do we have a few final words?
Do you want to say anything?
Thank you all for being here. Thank you. You all were inspiring. Thank you, Mike Conlon, for making this possible tonight. We're all very proud. This is only the first. Thanks to Mike, every year this will be taking place. So thanks each of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. For those of you who aren't on this stage, we still believe and want to support your business. It doesn't mean you don't have a strong business model and that you're not going to have a lot of customers. So thank you for showing up and putting your heart on the stage, and stay with us. Keep us in the loop. You're going to keep growing that business.
Just like to thank Wake Tech again. Sheriff and Ryan did a terrific job, as always. The judges, a little hand for the judges. They did a great job. It was a really tough decision. We went back and forth. It took us a little longer than we thought. But congratulations to all the winners. Hopefully you'll put the money to good use. We really promote entrepreneurship at Wake Tech, and I'm really proud of all you guys for doing what you're doing. So thanks again. And thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Appreciate it.
I have one question for the judges I wanted to ask, because they all did so well. Can you say one thing that really made Raven's business stand out so that we all can learn?
Yeah, I would say Raven had the combination of two things. She had a great presentation, very concise, very informative, and she had a great product. I mean, as soon as we all tasted the juice, we were like, oh, that's an incredible product. So for future reference, future use, samples are really a good thing because you can touch it, feel it, taste it, and really refine your presentation. The better you answer the questions, the better you're going to do in the competition.
I'll just say real quickly, it's been an honor, a pleasure, a privilege to serve in this capacity. Each of you, congratulations, you're on the stage as winners. And to each of you who decided to get in this race, I want you to give yourselves a round of applause because you are also winners. This is just a part of your process. So stay in the process, stay in the journey. You heard it best here. We're going to do this again next year. Y'all want to do this again next year? Oh, y'all want to do this again next year? All right. Awesome. Thank you to the judges. It's been a pleasure, Mike. I appreciate you, man. This is good stuff.
So we're going to have you all stay around for a little bit so we can take some photos. Yes, some photos with big checks. And thank you all so much for coming. I want to thank our awesome judges. You guys had a hard job. I want to thank our behind-the-scenes people who made everything flow. And everybody have a great night.
Thank you.